Hey everyone, this is the Movie Maniac. Thank you for watching and hello to new and returning subscribers. Today we're going to talk about the most anticipated film of the year by many people, Christopher Nolan's Tenet. This is my first film in theaters since the pandemic occurred, so this is quite an experience. Especially I went with a friend of mine, we saw it on a big IMAX screen. Wow. Let's get this out of the way. This is Nolan's most complex film to date. I don't even think that's up for debate. This makes Inception look as easily digestible as Terminator 2. And that's no exaggeration. And while I love this, it's unfortunate for the general audience because I think they're going to probably check out prior to the 30-minute mark. It's just going to be too much, and they're going to let themselves stay at arm's length, which is a shame because there is something amazing here. John David Washington is fantastic as the lead role. So is Robert Pattinson. These guys, I hope they return for future Nolan pictures. Hans Zimmer didn't do the music this time around. Instead, it was scored by Ludwig Göransson, who did the music for The Mandalorian, and he absolutely nailed it. It has that sound you would expect to hear in a Nolan film, and it's just incredible. It's so massive. I'm probably going to go download it after we're done doing this review here. The great thing about this movie is that it's a sci-fi film, it's an action flick, and it's a spy thriller, all rolled into one so seamlessly, all of them playing out simultaneously, and that's one of the beauties of this movie. This might be his most ambitious project to date, which is insane because he's proving to us and to himself that Chris Nolan is just trying to top himself in certain ways at all costs. The fact that this movie has a budget of $200 million, I don't know how Warner Brothers stepped back and just let him create this, because again, I don't think most people are going to be on board from beginning to end because there's just so much going on. It's a head scratcher, and again, I love that because there's so much for me to chew on and break down and digest after I see the movie. But I'm not most people. You know, I love cinema, so I'm willing to do that. I can go watch utter and absolute trash, and then I can go watch something like Tenet and appreciate it all for what it is. Just want to throw it out there. You can tell how badly Nolan wants to make a Bond movie. It's so obvious watching this. I thought the villain was strong. It was interesting to see him write a character that is essentially the worst part of all of us, with anger and heartbreak and revenge just all taken to its extreme, except this is a guy with nearly unlimited resources. I mean, quite truly unlimited resources. And just seeing that be the villain. You know, he's always got a unique angle. You know, you looked at Bane with his physical strength and his propaganda, and you looked at the Joker and his use of psychology. It's always interesting to see what Nolan is going to conjure up for what's the bad guy going to be like, and it's effective here in Tenet. The action sequences are all absolutely stunning. This is the kind of way I like to see action executed. This is a technical achievement. Even if you don't love this as much as you did Inception or The Dark Knight, you have to understand that this was clearly made with charts and graphs and just endless amounts of notes to make this movie work. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if all of the actors had to constantly check in with their director and ask, hey, not to be rude, but just can you remind me what's going on here? Because there's just so much to wrap our heads around. I want to know the behind the scenes of this movie because it's extremely analytical. I want to know if he had a consultant on board, kind of like he did with Interstellar, except with different subject matter. I'm really curious to see how much time he spent writing this picture because it's so unbelievably ambitious, complex, and just trying to achieve and reach another level for what you can put on the screen. Guys, with all that being said, I was going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. I realize I think I'm going to watch this again and that rating is going to go up. That happened with Inception, which I now consider to be one of the best movies of all time. And I just know Nolan enough now, and my reaction to his movies and how they stick with me for weeks and how I go back again and really appreciate them even more in repeat viewings. So I'll just go ahead and bump it up a little because I know damn near positive this is where I'm going to land. Guys, I'm going to give Tenet an 8.5 out of 10. And I'll say that if you felt Inception was just way too much to process, you might want to stay away from Tenet. Or hey, maybe make it a fun game and set up a challenge for yourself and see what you're capable of. I loved it. The more I think about it, the more I love it. And I obviously give this a big recommendation. It's refreshing to get something like this that's not the generic cookie cutter action film. This is something on a level that I think most people haven't experienced before. And that's what Nolan is always setting out to achieve, and he did it again. You all know the drill, but for those who don't, make sure to smash that notification bell, like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay inside the mind of a movie maniac.